Alright guys, today we're changing up a little bit. I'm in California right now visiting family, and as you can see right here I have my bug that I featured in another video before. Today what we're going to be focusing on is I'll wait for the bus to go by. Okay, now that the bus has gone by, I'll get back into it. Like I showed in my previous video, I'll link it in the description, or like have it up here somewhere so you guys can go to it. But I kind of featured this car in an episode explaining what it is and what I wanted to do to it. But I came back and I had been having slight clutch issues, and I replaced the clutch cable on this car. I didn't record it because I thought it was going to be an easy fix. But now apparently something in the actual transmission and clutch assembly is broken, so today we're going to try and fix that. So I got to pull the motor out. That's basically what today's going to be, me pulling the motor out. So yeah, we'll get right into it. Cut to time lapse. Alright, so it's been pretty simple thus far. I have the lines that come into the car alternator, cold start, a couple other things. Those are off. Pulled the fuel line, and that should be it as far as electronics. Pulling this thing out, pulled the cable, throttle cable. The clutch cable is already off because I left it off yesterday because I knew I was going to have to redo this. I got the car jacked up on jack stands. Jack ready to move the motor down, so now it's basically just going to be 4 bolts, I think, to take the motor out, and we'll see if it works. See you guys soon. Alright guys, so I had a little bit of camera trouble, so I couldn't really film more of the time lapse, but the engine is out. I mean, you're not really going to be able to tell, but it's out. It's down. It's not all the way out. It's just completely disconnected from the transmission. I'll go back in here and show you guys. So when I pulled the motor out, the throwout bearing was kind of hanging there like it is now, but it was pushed up against the fork back here. The problem is that there was a spring in here, and it's just, you probably can see kind of where it hit in the video. The spring was kind of bouncing around there. It kind of exploded or something into a bunch of pieces, so that's why everything was messed up, and I couldn't clutch in or anything, and it was just gear slamming, the bang shifting through the gears to try and get home. So yeah, it's basically it. I'll give you guys a better view of the bottom side of the motor, because I don't have to take the transmission out or anything. I can kind of just leave it like this. which is nice because then I don't have to move anything really. Easier for me. And just got some pins and stuff. The clutch looks good. I looked at it from the other side. Everything else except the throwout bearing. I might just do the throwout bearing now as well, but I'm gonna have to wait till tomorrow because this is a Sunday. That'll kind of date the video, but that's where we're looking at right now. Car's all jacked up on stands, and hopefully tomorrow the motor will be back in because I have to drive to San Diego on Wednesday, so yep. Alright guys. Alright, so here we are, day 2 of bug stuff, I guess. Just bug fixing crappy parts that were put in. So yeah, day 2 of fixing this little car, and it turns out that the pressure plate for the clutch is a little broken. Right there you can see. So what I'm gonna do is probably just do a new pressure plate if the clutch is fine. If like the clutch pad is fine, and then do a thrust bearing probably, and get the little clips I was talking about yesterday. So that's kind of what we're gonna do today. I gotta take this off, go get the new one, and we'll start that ride. And there we are, the clutch is off. You can see a couple hot spots right here where the clutch is chattering and stuff. We're not gonna fix that this time because then that means I have to get the flywheel resurfaced. So I'll take a look at the clutch here. Clutch is in okay shape, but its pressure plate is pretty gone, as I mentioned before. We'll take a look at this outside the car, I guess, and then go get new ones. See you soon. Alright guys, made a quick stop at the store to get some gloves and brake cleaner. So what I have here, I'm going to try out for you guys today, is the new Gum Out Regain parts cleaner and degreaser. I saw this, I think it was Chris Forsberg and like Blackout Garage or whatever. They were plugging this, so I'm going to see how good it actually is. Apparently it works really well. We'll see. Gum Out, sponsor me. Alright, so we have Old and Busted, New Hotness. Stuff to do it. We're back. Let's rock and roll here. Alright, we're back under. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to try this Gum Out stuff, the Regain parts cleaner and degreaser, on flywheel here. Like I said, I think I might have mentioned earlier, I don't know if I mentioned I was going to not going to get the flywheel remachined, just because it's really not that crazy messed up. It should be okay. There are a couple hot spots right here, but I'm not going to really worry about that too much right now. I'm just going to kind of let it be, because I don't really drive this car that much, and when I do pull the motor out again, it's really not going to be that far in the future, and the whole car is going to come apart, because that's when the restoration is going to happen. Either that, or it's just not even going to get driven very much. So I'm going to just get started on that now, just kind of the reasoning for that there, and I'll see you guys very soon. Okay, so the clutch is now on. I still have the adjuster in there, or the alignment tool in there, but just wanted to do a quick little spot on the gum out regain stuff. Parts cleaner, degreaser. It turns out it works pretty well. Smells a little bit different than normal brake cleaner, but don't know if that really means anything. It definitely works really well. It has a very good sprayer nozzle. I know most of the gum out stuff is usually really good, and this is no exception. I've sprayed a little bit on this right side of the crankcase right here. So what I'm gonna do for you guys is I sprayed it, it sat for a few minutes, and we'll just see how much of the stuff caked on grease and grime actually comes off. So well, that's really not bad for one little quick spray. I didn't really do that much, and show you how it comes off on this side. It comes off, it smears a lot more on the side without, sorry, trying to get a better camera angle. So those are wiped about the same amount of times. Oh, if the camera will focus. And that's quite a bit dirtier. That's just a basic little test. If you actually let this soak, it would probably clean a lot better than just wiping it down, obviously. But as far as it being better than brake clean or like brake cleaner, anything like that, I will probably have to do a video to test to be 100% sure. I think it'll come out on top based on what I saw, just spraying down and cleaning off these parts here for the clutch. But that's to be determined, I guess, in another video. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take you guys to the outside, get up here on the transmission, and put the new throwout bearing in that we have right here. And then it'll be time to get the rest of the motor back in and get it all buttoned up. So yeah, see you shortly. Alright guys, so I got it mostly cleaned up in here. You know, I'm not really trying to get it sparkly clean. What I was just mainly trying to do is get all, you can see like the scratches where the clips hit. There were like little pieces of metal, shavings and stuff. There's still a few in there, but I got almost everything out. You know, just enough to get everything clean. Cleaned off the throwout bearing a little bit, cleaned off behind it, because there's some grime in there. I'll hit it when I get that bearing in. I'll hit it with a little bit more cleaner, just to clear everything out. But what I want to do is, since I can't really get behind the fork there with these clips, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the nut on the clutch cable, as you can see right here that I'm doing, and I'm going to have my mother come kick the clutch pedal for me so that I can adjust these while that's happening. This would be a good time to get a friend, family member, or boyfriend, girlfriend, whoever you want. I don't care. Get somebody to help you. But I'm going to finish up this, and then we'll be able to put that on. So throw bearings in, clips on. It took me a few minutes to get it figured out, but I got them on. Behind, well, off camera, I just lowered the bug back down. I had it on these little concrete pads or brick pads on top of the jack stands all the way up, but I've just moved them back down so I can get started on moving the motor back in. But until, well, we're gonna do that second. Right now, what we need to do, come in here. So we have a bolt here. This bolt was the reason why it took so long to pull the motor out in the first place. What happened is that the way that this was set up, I think this guy was just whoever owned this car before. Oh, well, the guy that I bought it from, actually, when he put it back together, I think what he did was he put this bolt in there when it's supposed to be a nut that goes into this hole right here and goes through that way from, well, this side, the other way. But on the other side of the transmission, you can't really see from this angle, but there's right back here, it's blocking this bolt to go in. When it goes in, it gets stuck on the left-hand side of the hex, and you can't really get it off. You have to like wiggle it around a bunch just to get this hex out. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a little bit longer version of this bolt just to put a spacer on to kind of a quick fix just to get it working. And then I also had to get a bolt for here, which this car did not have the bolt. There's another bolt for the transmission which goes in right here, and I believe that it's actually plugged, so I may not actually have to get, oh no, it's not plugged. So I need to measure how long the bolt I need for that right there, and I'm gonna go do that right now. So trip to the hardware store real quick. See you guys soon. All right, we got our fasteners here. I don't know which one of these two is gonna work for the longer bolt, but this is gonna be our spacer here. So I gotta find a little spacer for this in the garage. I'm gonna go do that, and then we're gonna pop the motor in the car. Hopefully it's quick. Alright guys, so I'm going to put the transmission bolts back on here. I've got 1 and 2, those are the transmission nuts, and then up here behind the clutch cable. See if you can, there we go, one over there, and then there's another one on the right over there that you can see, right on the top bolt for the starter. So we're gonna go ahead and put those in. I'll see you guys in a second, and then we'll be installing other little accessories. See you soon. Alright guys, so the motor's back in. I just got the bolts tightened up on the back side. What I'm gonna do now, I also put like the tin in real quick. I'm just gonna button stuff up. Not really gonna do a time lapse for this just because it's literally plugging a couple things in and turning a couple of screws. So I'm just gonna get this in real quick, and then we'll adjust the clutch real quick. 10 more minutes, this thing should be running. We'll be able to test and see how good of a job I did. Alright, see you guys soon. Alright, so the motor's back in. Let's see if she starts. Oh, okay. Well, she runs. We'll get her warmed up and let's see if she drives.
It's that camera gang we got going on right now.
All right, let's see if she works.